The law that you have here in the state of Pennsylvania says that we have the right to clean air. Now, if we have the right to clean air by law, who has the right to take it away from us?
It seems like Clairton, Pennsylvania, and the Mon Valley is becoming the armpit of the universe. Because if you take a deep breath, I'm quite sure you can't stand it.
Is it asking too much to have them clean up the air? Is that too much? Well, my answer is, if you can't comply, then we can say bye-bye.
You're looking at Glassport, Pennsylvania, a town south of Pittsburgh in what is locally known as the Mon Valley, an area located on the east side of a section of the Monongahela River. Glassport borders several other small towns, including Clairton and McKeesport, all of them old factory mill towns, towns built up around industrial sites which produced glass, steel, and other related products. Since 1950, however, Glassport has seen a steady decline in its population. As of the 2020 census, the head count is just under 5,000. Could there be a better future available for the citizens of the Mon Valley? Yes, indeed there could be. But let's begin with a look into some of the current struggles faced by those remaining residents of Glassport, Clairton, and the Mon Valley.
So I would describe myself as a clean air advocate, although I didn't always see myself that way. My journey started one cold morning in 2015. My family moved to our new home in McKeesport. It was just me and my mother, and we had 24 hours to move and return the truck. By the time we started moving, I had packed away my inhaler. Little did I know that day we had a code orange air quality. We successfully made it, but by the time I had found my inhaler and I took it, it was too late. The next day I got to stay home from school, obviously tired and sick from the day before. I died later that morning. My asthma had gotten so bad that the oxygen in my body was no longer enough. My brain started to shut down, I couldn't move, and I collapsed on the stairs. By the grace of God, my brother missed the bus. He came home and he found me unconscious on the stairs. By the time the ambulance arrived, I was resuscitated, flown via helicopter to Children's Hospital, where I remained in a coma for a week. That day changed my life. I learned a very hard lesson that in order to survive here in Pittsburgh, I needed to be aware of the air because I could die from not being prepared.
I am calling on the Allegheny Health Department, the EPA, whoever can come rescue us. We are suffering far too often from the effects of filthy air. Particulates all over our cars, windowsills, foul smells waking you up out of your sleep at night. The health effects on our young and old are detrimental. Asthma, bronchitis, blood pressure problems, heart disease, juvenile asthma, which is the 4th highest in the country. What will it take for USX to comply with the standards set forth? As a tax-paying citizen, if I break the law, I'm thrown in jail. USX exceeds standards and get a slap on the wrist via fines that don't deter them from poisoning us daily.
U.S. Steel, the boys in blue back there, if they cleaned up the air, why is my living room table have this kind of soot on it? That's only 3 days with my windows open. 3 days, and your soot comes right in. I have a particulate collector in my yard that the results are delivered to the health department, and it seems like in Glassport, we are second from Clairton as far as particulate pollution goes. You have not fined them enough to get their attention.
Just south of Glassport in the Mon Valley, you'll find Clairton. United States Steel Corporation owns and operates a facility in Clairton known as the Clairton Coke Works. Built in 1901, the plant is the largest coke manufacturing facility in North America. The Clairton Coke Works requires approximately 14,000 tons of coal per day. Operating 10 coke batteries, the Clairton Coke Works produces approximately 11,000 tons of coke per day by what is called the destructive distillation process, also known as carbonization, which releases about 170 million cubic feet of coke oven gas. And while volatile products of coal, which are contained in the coke oven gas, are recovered in the byproducts plant, according to the Allegheny County Health Department, over a 2-year period between January 1st, 2020 and March 1st, 2022, the Allegheny County Health Department recorded emissions from the Clairton Coke Works exceeding the hydrogen sulfide ambient air concentration standard 153 times. U.S. Steel and the Clairton Coke Works were ordered to pay a civil penalty, which, like every organization with resources unhappy with a particular verdict, they appealed. But what about the people of Clairton themselves? Those whose health and humanity were recklessly diminished for the sake of product and profit.
I was almost all my life I've been in Seattle, Washington, and I came to Clairton to die. I didn't know that's what I was coming for, but that's what I came to Clairton for. And in all my years, over 60 years of living in Seattle, Washington, I've never been in the ambulance once, but I've been in the ambulance several times since I got here. The law that you have here in the state of Pennsylvania says that we have the right to clean air. Now, if we have the right to clean air by law, who has the right to take it away from us? And can they take it away from us without getting some form of legislation passed to give them the right to take it away from us? And so I think that any citizen, any person living in this air that we have here have the right to stop them from taking our air, because the air belongs to us. It don't belong to them.
No, we've been offered all kind of money from the health department and every place else, but it just don't seem like any money comes to the citizens that are suffering in Clairton.
All we ask, if you comply, that's all we're asking for. It's not too much. We are tax-paying citizens. I own a home. I pay my taxes, and I ain't got to worry about nobody talking about me being delinquent on nothing. But as a tax-paying citizen, don't I have a right to have clean air? Can I go outside on my porch and enjoy my porch without having to sweep particulate matter off of my porch every day, on my windowsills, on the blinds in my house? We're all suffering. All we ask is that you comply. But if you can't comply, then I say bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
So, where does that leave us? Well, on October 27th, 1991, the first National People of Color Environmental Leadership Summit was held in Washington, D.C. This summit was sponsored by the United Church of Christ's Commission for Racial Justice, and they wrote up 17 principles of environmental justice. Here's just a few that apply to our situation. Principle number 4. Environmental justice calls for universal protection from the extraction, production, and disposal of toxic, hazardous wastes, and poisons that threaten the fundamental right to clean air, land, water, and food. Principle number 14. Environmental justice opposes the destructive operations of multinational corporations. And principle number 17. Environmental justice requires that we, as individuals, make personal and consumer choices to consume as little of Mother Earth's resources and to produce as little waste as possible, and make the conscious decision to challenge and reprioritize our lifestyles to ensure the health of the natural world for the present and future generations. You're not alone, folks. Valley Clean Air Now has a website, and we invite you to check it out. See the latest news, events, projects, and how to get involved at valleycleanair.com. Or you can email them at info@valleycleanair.com. There is strength in numbers, something the big players don't want you to know, and they do everything to work against. But pooling together makes a difference. It's the quality of your own life and the lives of those you love you're fighting for. Thank you for your attention.